You know, it's a scary statistic. You know what I'm saying? And let me be clear. I do not advocate for premarital sex, but it's a thing. Like we got pregnant before we was married. You know what I'm saying? Lord is good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We saved. You know what I'm saying? We came a long way, but I said like I think what we take is simple because like we can talk. Like conversation is being stripped away from this generation because everything is instant message, DM, and it's a crazy statistics going. Like I said, that that men are having a lot less more sex because they don't know how to interact in person with the opposite sex. They don't know how to have a conversation.
They don't know how to be romantic.
They don't. I'll give a different. I'll give a similar like example outside of that context of like relationship. So when I worked in HR, we have our dress code at certain places. Any HR company, if you have a dress code and you want an exception beyond the dress code, typically you need to go to HR and have it approved. There's a legitimate reason. So even if it's like if you're Muslim and have to wear a hijab, but the dress code is that you can't have your head covered, you can go to HR and say, for my religious belief and practices, I need to wear this and get that approved. The number of people that I saw coming to HR for permission to wear a beanie because they said, as far as like sensory sensitivity, and it was concerning to me because I'm like, y'all walk around with AirPods all day and y'all have these beanies on. So the problem isn't that yes, you are sensory overloaded, but the real problem is you don't know what the real world sounds like because you come in every day and you mute it immediately. You walk around all day. You walk around all day with a mute, so you don't know what birds sound like, and you don't know what like a siren 2 streets over sounds like, and you don't know what the real sounds of real life sound like. So when you finally unplug and you get the full sounds of just humanity and life, you're like, oh my God, this is overloaded. I can't. I gotta suppress it again. I gotta mute it again. And that it was really, really concerning to me. I'm like, you know what? You don't necessarily like you could go the rest of your life like that, or you could take a minute and spend a week in the country with no devices and just listen to all of like I love listening to the birds in the morning when I'm walking my dog. But I'm telling you, these people, these younger people, they immediately put AirPods in and they walk around all day and just at rest. Like I can't do it. Like I really can't. Like, but they walk around all day plugged up and muted. And so then when they come under like a company guideline or dress code, say you can't wear these, and a lot of times they're for a safety reason because if there's an active shooter, we need you to hear us if we call you on the walkie. So we don't need you plugged out. But that's a real. I noticed that. I'm like, but like I get it. But you walk around all the day and you're muting the sounds of actual life, and so I. Yes. And so you constantly got somebody else's voice in your ear, constantly all day long. You don't know what your own voice sounds like. You don't know what real life sounds like. And I think that's really concerning. And now we want to medicate that, where it's just like, they don't require medication. Just detox that, like, give them a minute and realize that it ain't going to kill them. And like, oh, and it's probably more enjoyable. But it's really concerning to me. But the same thing, like yes, the sex rate has declined because people don't know how because men don't know how to talk to women, and then they want to like bash them.
Build on what you just said about drowning out. It's like we don't know what our own voices sound like. We got so much going on. We got TikToks, we got YouTube Shorts, we got this. And the scary part about everything you just said is we don't know what God sounds like. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because you said about AI. And AI is a great tool, but AI is on pace to replace God. Chat GBT is replacing the Holy Spirit. And we're not quiet long enough. We're not still long enough to even get to know. Because in order to know how God sounds, you got to get to know it. And it's like so if you don't know, that's just like if I don't know Audrey like that. Okay, I know Audrey. So if somebody come on the internet and start saying, "Well, look, Audrey sent me on here to say, you know what I'm saying, f all y'all," I would immediately know that that person is lying. But they can't tell the difference. How many TikTok prophets we got? How many YouTube prophets we got? Like they don't even know how to judge.
I gotta find it, but I saw this coming, like that whole replace. Not the level of AI is an extremely powerful tool. But I remember this had because our church closed its doors in 2018, so it had to be like 2016, 2017. I was teaching a Sunday school or Bible study lesson, but I remember one of the points I was making was the Holy Spirit had convicted me so much. He was like, "You'd rather Google than pray." When God says, ask, seek, knock, listen, ask me, and I'll show you great and powerful things that you don't know. God is saying, ask me, but you would rather Google than pray. And that's a problem for believers. I can't speak for non-believers. They don't have the same, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a different thing. But for believers that would rather Google as a substitute for prayer, and you think that it's just going to give you a conglomerate of everything that's been put out there publicly, and they're going to pull the most, like the one that rises to the top. And it may or not be, but what if God is giving you something different for a different season? You may be missing your key to wealth because you have a new and different idea, but because you Googled it, Google and AI is only giving you what's already out there. And when we have scriptures like what God's saying, like, behold, I will do a new thing. AI is not giving you a new thing. AI, just know that. That's why even people like from a creative space, people like, are you afraid? I'm like, I'm not afraid of it. It's a good assistant for me. But AI has to study writers like me to give non-writers those writing tools that they need. So I think the big thing for creators is keep creating, keep innovating. But also if you start to lean more towards AI to search your next creative thought, you're going to get stuck there. But if you go to the source and go to the creator, but God says, y'all rather Google than pray, and Google is only going to give you what's already out there, and I can give you a new thing.
Spirit of wisdom, spirit of knowledge.
Even going back to creativity, it's like the internet, like we're losing because in order to create, as you say, you have to create in an authentic way. You have to create like only you can create. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know you. You got to be able to think outside of the box. You got to be comfortable with you. You know what I'm saying? But